Yeah, we good? I think I'm done. There, we good there. My asshole hurt. Welcome to Too Soon. Hopefully it's not too soon to be back watching our chat. That was bad.
I'll run these like a week apart.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to space them out since we only fucking do podcasts every 4 months.
Welcome to Too Busy. I'm sorry, Too Soon.
Too sizzle.
Too sizzle, too sizzle. So we're kicking off today's episode with commercials. And I think the difference in commercials from when, let's say, we were kids to commercials now.
Content-wise?
I would say content and the delivery of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I remember any of the Simpsons. That was one we used to like to watch as a family because we were a well-rounded family, as you can tell. Simpsons was our family show.
Go-to cartoon.
Yeah. Not only did it have strategic messaging, but the delivery of it, you didn't have a choice but to watch it.
Right.
I mean, we got the technology when you could record it. And my dad, well, no, I'm talking like the VHS. Like, yeah, that was, my dad got to that point where he would record it.
Was it one VCR or was it a two separate box?
We had the two-head VCR.
Like one thing was for one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We had that. So yeah, we did get to the point where we couldn't watch. Simpsons came on at 7. We didn't get to watch it till like 8 or 9 because Dad had to have it recorded so he could fast forward through the commercials.
What time was Simpsons?
I think it was 6 or 7. It was prime time.
It didn't conflict with national news, did it?
No.
You watched the local news, the national news, and then it opened up to some of the evening stuff.
And my dad wasn't much of a news watcher.
And that was Fox too. So
yeah, see,
Fox wasn't.
We didn't
like a main channel. It was like an extra.
Yeah.
It was a side channel. It wasn't like CBS where it was.
No, it was usually your local news is what I remember. And that was all we were watching. National news wasn't very, very popular. But the commercials, I remember that was what helped me decide what I wanted to buy. We didn't have the internet.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have anything. So it was that commercial is helping me decide which BB gun I want to buy or what, I'm sure for parents, vacation car, whatever it is. And you didn't have the choice. You couldn't pay for a higher subscription of channel 3 or 4 or 6 or rabbit ears to avoid those like you can today, like Prime or some of those you can pay so you don't have to have any of those commercials. Yeah. So I don't know where I was going with that, but it's definitely a different experience.
There was one way to get around it. You, as the child of the household, had to sit in front of the TV and turn the knob to another station, and you roughly timed it for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Or until that next one got to the commercial, then you flipped it back.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's a lot of dual programs that we probably never saw the complete episode. we literally probably saw like 15 minutes of the 25-minute broadcast.
I was trying to think. There was one that we did that. It was Tour of Duty and one other.
Yeah,
and it was
I remember Tour of Duty.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, it was great.
Good sound too.
Yeah, but there was ones and you would like forget to go back because you'd be watching and all of a sudden you'd be halfway through the commercial and change it back. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, what a mess.
There was one station that it was like a there was UHF
and VHF.
Yeah, it was like one knob you clicked and then it was like in the 60 range, and that's where you saw like the old Beverly Hillbillies and
oh yeah,
the Andy Griffith, like the old black and white ones.
Yeah, Beverly Hillbillies, that was a good one. The Texas tea.
yeah. But yeah, no, the commercials. If you look at content and as far as advertising for a product versus nowadays, yeah, it's nowadays like a case in point. We watch a lot of YouTubes,
the tubes of you,
and I don't know. COVID's essentially over, but I'm glad to know that whatever the lady's name is, her husband's a first responder, and they chose to get the vaccine to protect their family. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
2 years ago, even if that. But nothing's advertised. The only thing that's advertised now is strategic product placement on.
Well, and that's so this, I don't know if it's telling of my age or what. But now that I'm thinking about like Pandora, I listen to Pandora, not sponsored. And actually, any channel I listen to is very targeted.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, they've targeted me because it's always something men related. So they really are dialing it. I'm like, why would they be advertising for Viagra at 11 o'clock at night?
I would have to say that YouTube targets you as well. Not me, but you, because I've seen the commercials with the guy with the, like, if you have a bent wiener. And I was like,
carrot wiener?
I was like, they must have picked that up for something RJ said when I was at his house.
Well, until I saw yours, I had no idea it was possible. So I've been researching the hell out of that.
Take him.
Oh my God!
If you have a crooked wiener,
and hers is now a thing. I'm like, what the?
Hymns is like a.
It's you're afraid to go in and say that your dick.
There's hymns for everything.
Oh yeah. So anti-anxiety fucking.
Along the same line, because you can get it mailed to your house. From what I saw in the commercial. Now, I've seen you can go on like certain websites and you can order boxes on the outside
that are not
say
discreet.
It's for your dildo.
Yes.
And then have it sent as a prank. It's in an empty box.
The hard part with that prank, because I was thinking about sending one of those to you. I was
thinking about sending one to you too.
I was like,
why don't you order one and keep it and I'll order one?
I was going to order one, but I was like,
you don't get to see it.
Well, the problem is, I think the big joke is back in the day, when I was younger, our mailman, hey, how's it going?
Yeah,
you knew him
personal,
and they were there for longer, right? We had the same mailman on Pinewood the entire 4 years we were there, or 2 years, whatever it was. That's a big gap, 2 to 4 days. Either way, he was there the whole time. I have a new mailman every day. It just depends on what day it is, and there's a different mail guy. So there's no that embarrassment, like,
and even if it came UPS, like I don't even answer the door anymore.
No.
They don't even really knock. You just kind of look out and like, oh, there's a box sitting there.
See, and I have the Ring because I'm that fucking lazy, and I will look at it and I'm like, I'm waiting until you leave, and I'll actually wait till I can see. Like some of those bastards, they sit in their fucking truck and they're I don't know, doing paperwork or whatever. I'm like, fucking move on. I got to see what the wife ordered so I can yell at her.
Hurry up! I got to look and see what it is. Get out of the way.
And I'm not going to go out there because I don't want you to even ask me a fucking question in case there would be one. I don't know what they would ask me. Like, hey, do you want to sign this? I was going to leave it. Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you, Bob.
I don't fucking care.
You strap off.
Third order today, huh? Life is busy.
Another keyboard, huh?
Too soon.
Yeah. I thought about doing that one for you, but you spin the fucking pranks I do on you back on me, so I was like, I'm not even gonna try. I'll save that for other people in our circle.
Yeah. See, once I started thinking about yours, I was like, there's no real good scenario that this is gonna work because I was like, Clark shared like, oh yeah, I'm having my mom and dad over from wherever they're from, and my brother's like, how do I plan it to get delivered that day? Like that would be worth it. I'd be like, that would be a funny investment. Like, fucking this.
But I did find it is because I was researching. I went to the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And it's just as cheap or cheaper just to buy you a real one. That's not boxed on, like it doesn't advertise on the outside, but when you open on the inside of the house, you realize what it is.
I mean,
so it's kind of, do you want a mailman that you may not even see, or do you want, Dad, what's in the box? And
so here was the other thing I was thinking of, was actually sending it to one of your kids. So they would be like this. I tried finding your dad's name.
No.
Yeah, I could. Because I was like, that would be hilarious. They'd be like, Grandpa sent me something. What the fuck? I was like, that's getting too personal. I'll go away too now. I don't want that one. But I was trying to think of what that just made me think of. Yeah, damn it.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, commercials.
Commercials, yeah. We got off on but the commercials, yeah. I don't none of my kids ask me for things or like I remember seeing a super soaker for the first time on a commercial. I was like, I fucking want that squirt gun. Like I remember, and Mom, what because it won't tell you the price. It never would tell you the price because they want you to come to the store or something. So it was. I didn't even know what price it is and how much I need. Mom, how much do I need to get this super soaker? And they'd be like, oh my god, I can't. They hate it nowadays. But there's no commercials that my kids watch to ask for shit. Like
I'm trying to think of, because some of the streaming platforms are going back to injecting advertisements, which people are bitching about. But modern day, people just, it's got 6 things and it tells you how long it's going to be. 2 minutes. Okay, I'll just get on my phone and check send a reel to friends or something. So it's not that much of an inconvenience, but what they advertise, it's like the same. Well, okay, if there's 5 ads, the chances are that 2 or 3 of them are going to be the exact same ad.
Usually a fucking erectile dysfunction ad. Like, you got to have one erectile dysfunction ad. That's almost always. Mm-hmm. Now there's always this is why, well, here in Idaho it seems like, this is why I got the vaccination. Fucking congratulations. Is that why you wipe from front to back? Like, tell us what else you do. We don't,
The HIMS thing.
Yeah.
A localized vaccine commercial.
Yeah, usually involving someone that was on the spectrum or had some issue. And it's like, why are we seeing, why does this need to be the deal? I haven't heard one that's like, hey, I'm a real healthy guy. I played football and, don't eat red meat, so I got my vaccine. No, it's always like, I was really fucked to begin with, so I got the vaccine.
There's usually a commercial of, it's like a husband and wife or whatever combination thereof, and they're all happy and lucky because there's some new pill that may cause anal leakage, or heart disease, or it's got a whole list of shit. So there's still that traditional.
Yeah.
And it starts with a C and either has something licks or Alice or
some
onomatopoeia.
So besides the boner pills, there's the heart pills too. Those are popular. I see those managing your cholesterol and
versus when we were growing up, it was Honey Nut Cheerio commercials for
you weren't gonna
cholesterol.
No, you didn't want no boner. I don't remember boner commercials. No, but I'm saying the commercial, the target was like even for men. Like I remember one of the commercials for men was a GMC truck pulling a plow through a field, like it was like that was the men commercial.
Or raw beef.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, hey, is your dick all messed up? My dad was like he would say anything, but that would probably make him like, hey,
are you mentally unwell because your wiener broke? Well, we got medicine for both.
Does yours go? Can you pick a lock with it standing sideways? Did you have a trampoline accident when you had a boner? Is your cartilage a little out of whack?
That book that you used to use in school to cover it up, bite in the ass 20 years later? Well, who's got a pill for it?
Down, get down.
Well, if you look at commercials, were just classic back then.
Yeah, they were good.
You had coffee. It was either classic because of the jingle.
Yeah, the jingle.
Or
by men and
the Folgers.
Yeah.
If you're,
what is it?
But then you had toys like the classic. Yeah, and then the classic toy one.
Yeah.
So it's designed to get your kid to go tug on the parent's shirt and like, hey, I will have these.
Yeah, but now they don't have that. At least I don't see. Because my kids will watch. Like what's that? Oh god, I tease her all the time. Bluey. Have you heard of that cartoon? It's like a UK cartoon.
Bluey?
Yeah, that's what I. Hey, Bluey, give me a Bluey. It's Bluey.
Give me a cold one on a Bluey.
And it's a blue dog.
Blue's Clues?
No, it's not that one. That was a good one. That guy. He was solid. I mean, he was weird, but it was fucking Blue's Clues. It was easy. I got the clues every fucking time. I was winning the game. Probably most of them were. It kind of looks like Jared's brother. Right? But if you oh shit, where was it going?
Bluey.
But so they have commercials, but none of them are targeted towards kids. It's usually other kids programming that they'll like kind of, and it's a short one, but there's nothing specific to the kids. There's no like the new Whack-A-Mole Barbie doll. I don't know what's popular anymore, but
They don't advertise toys.
They don't.
I mean, there's this. I think Barbie's still around. I haven't seen because of that movie, but
yeah. But there's none of those kids advertisement.
No, and I think it's an homage to the good old days, quote unquote, if you will. It like the 80s, 90s time frame, and I'm sure it was even back beyond, but our experiences in those time frames, because you don't have, you had malls, right?
Yeah.
Like the classic shopping malls with the food court in there.
Pretzel. I always had a pretzel place and a pizza. Orange Julius.
The Sbarro's.
Yeah, that's one. But famous New York pizza.
But but you had like Christmas time catalog. So you, like as a kid, you remember like flipping. It was a J.C. Penney's had the huge one of the big ones.
Yeah, J.C. Penney was great. It always had the bra section with the chicks in it. Like, no, I'm just looking for
a motor.
Thanks, Mom.
So there had different advertisement structures. You had like you had the Santa Claus and whatever version of Coca-Cola commercial it was going to be. But you had like the kids waking up to the classic part. You had Saturday cartoons.
Oh, that was literally
Saturday morning was devoted towards cartoons, and then right after school, that 4 or 5 time frame, whatever, before the news come on. If you got home quick enough, you can turn on like G.I. Joe or something,
or Jerry Springer, depending on as you.
Then it evolved into that.
I mean,
and if you wanted cartoons outside of that, it was like if grandma or somebody had cable, so you can get Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that's a good point too. So not only the commercials, but the access to the programming. Mm-hmm. Like my kids can just type in dog cartoon, they can watch dog cartoon all fucking day, they can find something. But yeah, we had specific times that those were aired. Well, if you weren't rich and you had satellite and stuff.
Well, and cartoons were a little bit, I mean, they played to certain gender roles. I mean, for the most part.
Oh yeah.
G.I. Joe, if I remember, I always had like an after episode message at the end.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the more you know, but it was like knowing's half the battle or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it was, so usually most kids didn't understand the theme of what it was. They just watched it for the laser bolts,
or Captain Planet. Just remember, kid.
But I remember when my kids when we had like satellite TV, I don't remember them. They didn't watch.
Rest in peace, Track TV.
They didn't watch traditional cartoons as much as I tried to get them to watch like just here's something I'm familiar with, you should watch this. No, it was.
Did they ever end up going full circle though and going, oh
no? Well,
because my daughter right now, she's watching Bluey, which is the most annoying tard dog in the world. It's like stupidest fucking cartoon ever. And then she'll switch it over to the original Pink Panther cartoon, and loves the Pink Panther cartoon. Like I don't even think they say any words in the cartoons. You know, it's just constant smash, bang, pew.
They never came around. So my oldest, there was some stupid show called Caillou. Like this bald, I don't know if he had alopecia or what, some bald-headed little. No, if it's Jada Pinkett Smith or what the fuck her name is. Sorry, Will.
Keep my wife out your mouth.
I mean, there was no like G.I. Joe. I think I tried to get him to watch Ninja Turtles because I still had those movies.
Yeah.
Then I watched this and it's like, okay. And then my other son, because my oldest was watching, they have like these teen soap opera. Like Jessica Simpson's younger sister. It's like these little university. I remember like Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, it's like those.
It's like those. Yeah. So my youngest was watching those because my oldest one was watching that. So they missed a step in there. And then now, I mean, it's their decision what they watch. But like my oldest watches like The Ranch,
right,
which was good the first time. but he watches it like over and over.
Oh wow,
Or
I had to muscle through that. I mean, there were some funny
American
episodes.
University, or I don't know. It's some. He watches like the most random stuff now, and I was like, okay, well maybe my youngest will appreciate the classic Arnold Schwarzenegger or Star Wars or anything that I could get him. No, he can tell from the like on the movie. He can tell from the opening that lion that roars from the GM. He's like, oh, this is an old movie. I'm going to go in the other room.
The Miramax.
Yeah, and I was like, it's not old. I mean, I do try to slip in like Naked Gun once in a while, or I'll tell him. I think I told him the movie Airplane. No, it was Hot Shots.
Hot Shots and Hot
I
Shots.
told him Hot Shots was a sequel to Top Gun. Until he saw the guy push a doorbell on the teepee, and then he just kind of looked at me, and I was like, yeah,
cleaning out the ear with the full handkerchief.
Yeah, I was like, got him. These nuts.
See, and I've been letting the youngest, she'll be 8, watch some classic ones, and I still laugh my ass off, and I'll look over, and she's just kind of like. I'm like, that's funny. I guess you guys don't get it.
I've never watched the Holy Grail, the Monty Python's. I never finished it. British humor is a little bit kind of like, yeah. I've seen it. I know what it is.
Oh yeah.
But I knew that there was the horse clopping,
right? Yeah.
Coconut thingy, and so I had my son, and it's right at the beginning, so I turned it on for him, and then like I'm just cracking up, and he's just like, or the Mel Brooks.
It's good to be the king.
It's like the story of something, and it's just a bunch of cavemen at the very beginning. Like you just see their silhouettes.
I think it is caveman, isn't it?
No, it's like the history of the world.
Oh, history of the world.
Part 1. They're just like they're screwing, but all you see is their silhouettes. and then they start standing up and stuff. They're like, yeah, he's just like. And I'm just cracking up because I had never watched it before, but it's Mel Brooks, so it's like a fucking no-brainer.
See, those are ones that I watched when I was like 10 or something. Like those were ones my dad let me watch, and I still remember like it was one Mel Brooks one. I don't know which one it was, or he was at least in it. It was Piss Boy. They were like playing chess with like, so it was actual people. He was the king, and the people would have to move it, and like when they'd have to take piss, like, hey, Piss Boy, come here. And, like I still remember this guy carrying a little piss bucket and it's sloshing. That's fucking awesome. But yeah, no, she Major Payne, she liked that one. She laughed. Beverly Hills Ninja, she laughed at a couple parts. I'm trying to think.
That's kind of natural for that one.
What? Yeah,
I mean, it's good.
That shit's hilarious.
Well, Chris Farley, isn't it?
Yeah, anything with Chris Farley. That shit. Yeah, it's good. And it's just great because he's just ruins everything. And it's funny watching someone that drives nuts. Like, oh my god, he didn't need to break. You know. It's like, but yeah, it's.
We watched. Well, okay. What is your measurement of? Is your kid old enough to watch something?
Unless it's something that's like.
Yeah, there's.
Depending on what length, so if it's like, I ain't gonna let him watch Andrew Dice Clay, right? Hey, Dickory, mouse run up my cock. Hey, whatever. I'm not gonna watch that, but my youngest watched Jaws when she was like 5 or 6.
I think usually, unless there's some like very specific issue. Although
American History X, some of those, it's like, okay.
Although I would say that I did walk into my bedroom once and my kid was just wrapping up watching Blazing Saddles. I can't remember which one it was. And they never watched a Western before, so I was like, my first thought was like, I can't believe you watched that. And then it was like, did you understand the humor? I wish you would have waited for me. So there was like an evolution of like, what the hell are you? Oh, okay. But I guess, they don't really watch stuff that I grew up watching, but that was my measurement. I was like, okay, well, I guess I was watching The Predator skin a bunch of people and dangle them up in the rafters when I was first or second grade. So it's like, okay, they're older than first or second. Yeah, they're fine.
No, I remember watching that shit, and I had to have been maybe first grade.
I think Platoon was like the one thing I couldn't watch.
See, everything was on the table, and it was basically just I could continue watching as long as I didn't fucking complain or cry about something. So like if we went swimming somewhere in our ocean, it was like if I said one thing about sharks, it was like, you're fucking done watching any of our shows. You fucking. So, and that's kind of my thing with my daughter too. I'm like, yeah, you can watch it. I was like, but if you get scared of swimming or anything like that, I was like, we're done watching shows. And so before she could watch Jaws 2, we went swimming in Bear Lake. And I even, on the way down, I was like, that's so cool that they found the megalodon shark down there that one time. Like, I'm like really amping it up. And she's just like, whatever.
See, I'm just the opposite because I'm just like, oh, I'll watch for sharks and I'll walk away. So like, no, I think he was watch Jaws and all that kind of stuff, and he never really, never had a problem. So it for him, it's if it's old or not. If it feels or looks like it's going to be old.
Well, and watches, or my youngest watches The Office with me.
Yeah.
Like, with me, at lunch, I'll just have the iPad going there. I'll be snacking on something. I'm just watching The Office, and she's just sitting there like glued to it.
I think, in my opinion of it, it teaches them, allows you to help them understand too, reality and non-reality stuff, or to talk through stuff. In my youngest's case, he's got a very similar sense of humor as mine, so I can kind of gauge a little bit if he's understanding what the hell he's even trying to make a point wise. But I mean, you and your kid can watch something as long as you can explain it to them. It's like people, video games are the devil and stuff. It's like, well, I grew up playing Mario, and I don't jump around on turtles and shit. I don't have any inkling to want to jump on a turtle when I see it. It's just you see it. But what's fun now is, well, what absolutely annoys my youngest, he watches probably the most variety of things and starts in the room with me before he leaves. But I'll quote things that are like just around the corner in the show. And like after a while, I'll see him in my peripheral, just like. Or now he's starting is like, is that why you say that all the time? Like, no, let's see here.
See, with those, speaking of that, I always tell them that their grandpa used to do it. They've never met their grandpa, or my grandpa. So I was like, my grandpa used to say that. So I'm just hoping that one day they'll stumble across him like, wow, they got that from our grandpa, or they'll figure that's full of shit.
Yeah, it's going to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been able to say this stuff before, and that'll.
Do you rewind a good part?
I will if he's not paying attention. Like if he's talking to someone or on his phone, it's like, put your phone down. You need to understand what happens here.
See, funny shit. I'll rewind. I'm like, we got to watch that again. And it drives. You can tell it's like, just move on. I'm like, I gotta watch it again.
What's fun? We found YouTube has trivia. Like it'll show you. It's like, name the movie by the quote.
Yeah, right.
Or the little clip. And like he'll just be sitting there going like, I was like, come on, Liam, jump in. And then I'll be like, I'll just rattle him off. Pisses him off. It's fun.
Yeah. Midget.
Willow's a good movie. It's okay. I tried watching it when I'm older, and it's like, for me it didn't hold up, but it was decent.
Yeah. No. This fucking bucket is so uncomfortable. My ass is dying.
You're gonna get rickets,
dude. I'm gonna be carrying around the green jug. Wait, that's a different disease. Is that?
It's not gangrene. It's
shingles.
No.
Gout. It's gout.
Yeah.
The old gout.
There used to be commercials on TV for gout.
Yeah,
it was the guy sloshing it on.
And it was like, managing your gout difficult.
Getting on a bus or something like that.
Yeah, trying to open up the bathroom door too, like holding the giant beaker and running into people. I'm sure for people that had gout, that really resonated with them. With me, I was like, is that when's Walter going to start cooking with one of those?
Feel like you have a jug of water attached to your leg or something?
I'm assuming what they're trying to impose is that
it's annoying.
It's annoying. It's difficult and burdensome.
There's different ways to relay that. I think a little bit different.
I think, but it's catchy because of the green beaker. That's commercial 101 back in the day. It was like, have something staple.
You repeat it 3 times and.
Yeah, right. Repeating. I remember learning that in high school. In one of our classes, was like, when you want things to stick, you repeat.
Well, it was 3 the jingles, right?
Yep.
And they would repeat the phone number at the very end 3 times.
Yep. Better call Saul. Better call Saul. Better call Saul. I'm like, I'm fucking calling Saul. Have you seen, speaking of commercials or I guess memes or whatever, have you seen the weatherman that will do the weather, but it's to like songs? Mm-hmm. So like you know who Disturbed is? Down with the Sickness. Mm-hmm. Is it that one? Down with the... But yeah, he's like, and the pollen will just push all down here, kind of down with the sickness will go down this way. And so he makes it through he goes through pretty much like the chorus of the whole song. He's done one with Metallica, stuff like that. And I was like, well, that's creative. That's pretty good. That keeps everybody's attention. Yep. To see when he's going to, I don't know if you even pay attention to the weather. Like probably by the time you're done, like, shit, was it supposed to be raining tomorrow? I forgot. Like, what was the Enter the Sandman part?
You know, speaking of music videos, I love the ones where they cut the instrumental out of it.
Dude, that is the best thing ever. It's just them
like the Bee Gees in there.
Yeah.
And their shoes
are squeaking. Yeah. I saw one with Elvis. They cut it out. And it was just fucking squeaking ass shoes and stuff. Yeah, that's...
Dude, some of the I watched... it was a new song. It was AI generated.
A song that was AI generated?
It was Elvis Presley. And then they did one, I think, with... I don't know if they did Johnny Cash. I think there was a Nirvana one. It wasn't the... There was a... Before AI was the big deal. What?
I'm trying to... I got so many AI Nirvana.
So, before... It sounds like that. So, what's that? That's called something. If you remember something in a way that's not quite how, like you misquote a quote.
Oh, I know what I'm talking about, but I can't think of what they call it.
But yeah, it was. So they had the Nirvana. They had the one song where they just pieced together with a computer, but then that was before AI, and then AI come out and just created like a whole new.
You think you can hear that?
You could probably. We're just getting buzzed.
Muhammad.
Yeah, no, it was interesting, and I get some of the concern as far as like the copyright, like who pays for it or who gets the proceeds for it and their likeness or whatever. But on the other aspect of it, it was kind of refreshing to hear something new that was. It was interesting and refreshing to hear something new from even like Elvis. I was like, that's actually pretty damn. It's getting scary with the AI.
Dude, it's very scary. I can't tell what's real and what's not sometimes. I'm like,
look at their hands.
I've done the hand thing.
They always have 6 fingers.
Yeah, the finger thing, but when there's no fingers, it's like, what the fuck? Like, what do you go off of? And I think sometimes your brain's tricking you, like, that's too perfect of a picture, when it could truly be a picture. You're like, oh, it's got to be AI. It's too good.
I was watching a Joe Biden one, and it took me a second to realize it was just a spoof, like an AI spoof.
Or the other thing, I don't know if you've seen that they do this with a lot of presidents or with people, is they'll slow it down. So like normal speed's like 1 point, and they'll slow it down to like 0.95. So it's just enough that their words start slurring or they start dragging their words. I've seen tons of those. I'm like, holy shit, that person's drunk. How are they like, are you kidding me? But then you see the real speech or the real, and you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, you don't know what to trust anymore.
Well, even
everything's a fart now. You can't trust it.
Well, the news stuff is it's irritating now. So before it was clear, you either trusted CNN or you trusted Fox News or some of the other ones, right? It was just
But even then, Fox and CNN, I was thinking about it. I was like, even then, it wasn't right or left with their opinions. Right? Their focus was more on right or left issues. So if I was CNN, I would focus more on something, but I would still tell a factual story.
Right.
It would just be more focused that way. I wouldn't make up shit, or I wouldn't target shit just because, it just you don't know what's real anymore, and you don't know what's taken out of context. There used to be honor in journalism. It was like, I'm not gonna like you see all the time out of context, or here's this, because they don't have that. It was like back in the day, like what was it? The no spin zone. Who was that? That was
I know you're talking about.
Real popular guy. I was like, oh, we're entering the no spin zone, and he would cut it straight, and you'd be like, well, who are you? Are you a Republican? And it would just be like, neither. I'm here to tell facts.
Right.
I'll tell you the facts. You guys decide what you want to do with it, and that's I think what a lot of people miss. Or even if someone says O'Reilly, yeah, Bill O'Reilly, that old bastard. Not sponsored.
Yeah, it's irritating because so my phone gets like it'll have like news
notifications or whatever.
Yeah, notifications for, and I don't even click on them anymore because I don't even know if they're spam. But I pull them down and you can see like. I mean, it's interesting when it's like your local town, like the areas of your, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's like the areas of your town that are
more crime prone, or
it's like you're portraying this place of like 50,000 people.
Yeah.
That has like, we don't have an inner city.
No.
There's no.
In downtown, there was a shooting. I was like, that's town.
Yeah. It was like, there hasn't been a shooting for. It's just and shit like that. And then like with the Super Bowl coming up, it's like every day in Facebook, like read comments for more details. I just go right to the comments now to one
for the hero that fucking put what the story's about, so you don't have to go through all that shit. Yeah.
Or I just automatically go to Google and say, Kansas City Chiefs injury report, and it's like there's nothing.
That's not what you're looking for.
I know. But it's just irritating that you can't, like, everything you have to.
Swift down blouse.
Yeah. You have to verify like 3 sources just to get to.
Well, and even then,
it's even worth like worrying about.
What, to your point, what is horrible about that is that I've heard that's like check a couple different sources, use DuckDuck or use this and use that. That's like, fucking kidding me. I'm not jumping.
I shouldn't have to do the verification.
No.
You should do it before you print it. Because on the other side of it is you have people that don't do that. And then they start getting they start doing random shit. Like their perception of what's going on is skewed because it's either like you said, it's half truths, or it's not. It's spun where it's not even the truth at all.
It hasn't developed yet. The full story's not developed. There's too much opinion and speculation in there.